and welcome to another Megami Tensei Rankings video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at one of my absolute favorite Megami Tensei games ever, and Redux. That's right, I'm going to be giving my rankings for every new and redesigned demon in Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey and Strange Journey Redux. So we're going to be looking at both some Kaneko and Doi demons today. What is a little bittersweet about going into this one is I believe this is the last game Kaneko did designs for, so let's see if he went out on a high note. Like always, I'm not going into specific story spoilers, but some of these demons just are spoilers, so watch at your own risk. Let's go through the Kaneko demons first, and that means we are going to start with Aureus, or Arias, I'm not entirely sure. I included this dude on my list of demons we need to see in 3D, and I think it was really cool seeing his role in this game, given his somewhat similar early game role in SMT 1, and yeah, I think this design is fine. I like it. He fits in perfectly well with the other demons of the Goetia. I really like the snake coming out of the horsetail. I think that's a nice touch and looks really cool. Let's start things off with the positive here, and go with B tier. Then there's Morax, and I'm just going to be upfront, I am a little biased here because I love bison. They are one of my favorite animals. I really like this demon's design, I really hope we get to see more of him one day, I really like his role in this game, I liked using him in battle. S rank for Morax, S rank for Bison Head. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and count this guy. Strange Journey did give us a new doppelganger. I don't even really think there's full artwork of him, I think they just edited the protagonist artwork to make a portrait for it. I really like that doppelgangers in this franchise are usually these, like, silhouetted versions of the protagonists, but they always have that, like, creepy smile and the electricity crackling, even though I don't think this one has the electricity. But I really do love Doppelganger in this game. I think it fits really well with the sci-fi horror themes that Strange Journey has. Like, it really reminds me of, like, The Thing. So, with this specific Doppelganger, I am gonna go A tier. Next up is Orcus, and this is a very interesting design. I actually talked about this one in a fair amount of detail on the Demonic Compendium a few years ago. There's some cool background info on the design of this one, though I do think it's a little bit of a step down from the giant pig monster. I'm still going to give Orcus a B for Buono. Then there's Azura, which is this redesign of one of the, like, main demons from SMT 1. This dude is one of, like, the final bosses of that game. But I'm gonna be honest, I actually like his Strange Journey design a lot more. And I think it's really weird how Atlus doesn't use this design. Like, Azura has been in later games, like Persona 5 and SMT 5 and Soul Hackers 2, but I think the only game this version of Azura has been in other than Strange Journey is D2, and even then, it's because both versions are in that game. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't love this guy or anything, but I do think it's a really cool design, and a nice upgrade to a classic. I would like to see more of it. B tier for Azura. Next up is Ashura, and I'm prepared to be called a hypocrite again, because I know I criticized Doi's Odin for just kind of being Ultraman, while Kaneko's Ashura is very Dada-esque. But A tier. And while I'm on that subject, Maya, S tier. Once again, because you know exactly why. I freaking love this design. Alright, now it's time for some of the really big ones, starting with Mastema. I love this dude. I love the grayscale colors, I love his posture, I love the black wings, I love his sort of, like, smarminess. He just feels like such a different take on the angels that we're accustomed to in this franchise, and it works so incredibly well. I am gonna give Mastema, and A tier. A tier for Mastema. Bugaboo is an S tier. I would love to be wrong. I don't think we're ever gonna see this little guy again. He really feels more like a Demikid's partner demon for Jimenez than like a normal demon we're used to seeing and recruiting. I love Bugaboo though. He's just such a fun little dude. I'm not really a huge fan of the, like, diaper, but he is still gonna be an S tier. Demon Eho is gonna be another S tier. I love the Jack Frost variants. I actually can't think of any that wouldn't be an S tier for me. Like, not to spoil future ranking videos, but if there's a Jack Frost demon, especially this kind, where it's like a fun Jack Frost version of the protagonist, they're probably gonna be an S tier. Alright, and the very last of the Kaneko demons is Mem Aleph, who is pretty good for her role in this game. She's very different from the sort of stuff we usually see here. I always get really thrown off by that prominent 5 head she's got going on, but I think she's pretty cool beyond that. Probably just gonna give her like a B, but I do like her well enough. Then there's her second form, the empty form, which is not as memorable, I think. Again, I think it fits with the sci-fi horror themes, which I do like, but like I said, really just not as memorable, so I'm gonna give this one a C. Alright, and that is it for Kaneko demons, for now at least, I'll explain later. But Doi gave us a few demons in Redux, so let's take a look at those. Starting with Amin, who... Okay, yeah, so Doi's is good. It's just a pretty good design. Works well in the story, works well to the mythology. I think I liked it a little bit more in 5 when we got to actually see it in motion, but yeah, Amin is just a really solid demon design from Doi, so he gets a B. Alright, then there's Anahita, who, yeah, is super hot and naked, and I really like the water stuff. Water is actually one of my favorite elements, so that definitely leans into why I like this demon. I think it's used really well here, and like, I'm trying to not just be like, haha, hot lady gets the high ranking, but this one just really works for me. I do like this design, and the color on the water is fantastic. I know I talk about colors a lot, I really like it here, so yeah, A rank for Anahita. Ooh, alright, here's the fun one. Demeter, who is apparently one of the most hated demons in the franchise. Like, I have seen some serious flame wars go down over this goddess. I've been involved in flame wars involving this goddess. So naturally, my contrarian nature has to say, I do like her. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's definitely not, like, a favorite or anything. But I do think she's a cute and memorable demon. I think she has a perfectly fine design for a harvest goddess. And without going into any plot stuff, she really was one of the only things added to Redux's story that I actually enjoyed. I really just can't bring myself to hate her. But she doesn't rank high enough for me to say I love her or anything, so B tier for Demeter. I think that seems fair. Then there's Zeus, who I'm pretty sure I've talked about before. Like I kind of said with Merkaba's second form in my SMT 4 Demons video, I'm just not a fan of the half-black, half-white thing that a lot of demons and figures do. I think it's supposed to symbolize that, oh yes, Zeus was this perfect statuesque king of the gods, but he was also kind of a dickbag. But that's the thing, most of us know that Zeus was a dickbag. You don't need him to be like this half-evil side to symbolize it. It just feels really on the nose. I think I would have liked this design more if this had just been like pure white marble statue, like really make him look like this noble king of the gods, but have just like a crack in the face, and then keep that kind of two-face motif. Like, you can keep the half-evil face. I think that would have just as well portrayed the Zeus being a dickbag thing without being just so overt about it. I don't know. Zeus never really did a lot for me. C tier. And lastly, there's Shekina, who looks like a cracked mannequin face stuffed full of Ivan's ooze. Like, I know there's some symbolism and story relevance here, but it just doesn't do much for me. The shade of purple is kind of nice. I do like purple. I talk about colors a lot. I like this purple. D tier. Okay, so I was going to end things here, since that's, I think, all the new and redesigned demons, but there are a few other things I figured I may as well rank while I'm on this particular subject. Pretty much all of these going forward are going to be super spoilery, so consider this your last warning if you want to click away. Okay? We cool? We good? Alright, cool. So, first we're going to take a look at Awake Jimenez. As you can see, this is the grotesque fusion of Jimenez and his beloved partner, Bugaboo. This was such a jarring transformation to me. Like, I was used to SMT1, like when Waruro became this cool samurai demon, but Jimenez is like actually monstrous, and it genuinely feels like this inhuman experimental fusion. Once again, it blends really well into Strange Journey's sci-fi horror vibes, and I dig that. Like this actually kind of feels like 80s practical effects to create this type of fusion. I like it. B tier for Awake Jimenez. And if you want to see properly demonified Jimenez, we've got his Soil form, who might just be my favorite demonic transformation in, like, all of Megami Tensei. I mean, I'm saying that off the top of my head. I'm sure I might be forgetting some, but it's certainly up there. I mean, just look at this design. This is awesome. S tier for Soil Jimenez. I love this one. And then we have Zelenin, who gets to become a judge, and... okay, not trying to kink-shame the foot fetishists, but I hate that we can see her feet. It's really gross for me imagining her walking around on, like, the ships, or in any of these dungeons, with bare feet. As for the rest of the design, it's fine. It's a fine design, whatever. I think the collar is a little goofy. C tier. However, Pillar Zelenin... yeah, this is an improvement. This makes for a great design and a really good final boss. A tier for Pillar Zelenin, despite still not putting on some dang shoes. Then we have Metagore, or Ubergestalt, or whatever he's called in this form, and despite just being Gore in a tuxedo with glowy eyes, it works. I always try to take the neutral paths, and I remember this one just really standing out to me way back when. A tier for Gore. I like what they did with him here. I also want to take a quick look at Louisa Fair, who is not one of the better Lucifer disguises, in my opinion. Really felt like he was just kind of phoning this one in. D tier. It's whatever. You can do better, Lucifer. We've seen you do better. And lastly, we may as well look at Alex. Alright, I think I've looked long enough. D tier. You know what? No. C tier. But only because her Demonica mask is pretty cool. Alright, how about that, buddy? Alright, and I think that is going to be it for new and redesigned demons in Strange Journey and Redux. I feel like I gave out quite a few S ranks today, so that's pretty good, right? There were a couple of lows, but nothing really too bad in my opinion. I do feel like I forgot someone, so if I did, feel free to let me know in the comments. Let me know if I validated any of your opinions. Let me know if my garbage opinions filled you with rage. Let me know what other games or topics you'd like to see me do rankings on. But I think that is going to do it for now, so until next time, take care.